Techers, born as a legend. First, never second. Vibes and the essence. Blazing the chalice, bundle loud every second. They are with me, cheese, them, the queens, them repping. Life is for living, so I'm lively in session. I'm the big daddy. Catch me in Cali with my dogs in the alley. Peaceful, the man, put on the valley. Got the ganja from Lisa or Sally. Me party with my family. Reason we vibing. Everything will come in so timing. Reason we vibing. Ready when you're ready, come find me. Reason we vibing. Everything will come in so timing. Reason we vibing. Ready when you're ready, come find me. When I'm in the dance, everything gets along. I'm the top dog, I'll be in charge. When I'm in the dance, everything gets along. I'm the top dog, I'll be in charge. Dance, everything gets along. I come in with a techers. Born as a legend, jaw's my weapon. I come in with a tech.
Morning YouTube, hope everyone's good. Now, Nines has just finished her live. It's now about 3:30 in the morning or something, so I did end up jumping on there for a little while. I couldn't stay on there very long. I was making some food. Now you've had Biso jump on there trying to tell me about what lawful rebellion is or isn't, what Article 61 is or isn't. This little bellend who don't know fuck all about anything, all he knows about is where he can get his next fix and how to fucking figure out how to get people's fucking pictures of their children. You know what I mean? But this little fucking junkie rat wants to try and tell me about shit. You know what I mean? I've been in fucking these lawful groups, these constitutional awareness groups for fucking like 15 years or something. But this little bellend wants to, what a knobhead. Now, I have sent Nines 2 links to 2 videos with well-known, well-respected QC Godfrey Bloom when sat with CMW discussing all these things and whatnot, and it tells you very clearly what it is and what it isn't. Now I'm going to put both of those links on this video. People can, you know what I mean, even that little rat, go and do your homework, you little rat. You'll see that you're talking through your ass yet again. Now, whether people like it or not, there is enough people awake to the ever-going, ever-growing problems which we are facing up and down the UK. We've got 82 towns and cities affected by the rape epidemic. We're getting reports left, right and centre. It doesn't matter what number you want to put on it. How much is too much? How many victims being passed around like a bag of cheap sweets is enough? Realistically, people, oh, these numbers are not right, them numbers are not right. The numbers we've already got, which are documented and factual, are ridiculous amounts of numbers. Now, to me, one would be too many already. Do you know what I mean? Now, all this talk about vigilantism, whatever. I'm sorry, but we've already accepted vigilantism. We've already accepted that a long time ago. Now, it wasn't that. It was only so many years ago when the paedophile hunter teams was out and about catching paedophiles, doing what the police should have done, and they was made out to be vigilantes, this, that and the other. The police was coming down hard on them. You've even got people like Wendy, which are still against them, so it's not going to be all of anybody that do anything, obviously, as per usual with anything else. But the majority are more than happy to have people taking it upon themselves to go and catch these dirty paedophile bastards. Now, like I say, I know plenty of people on a personal level of paedophile hunters. A lot of them are ex-EDL. Now it's one of them, and I've had conversations with people that do it, and it's like, what do you do realistically when you've caught somebody not once, not twice, but 3 times doing the same thing, and they're bailed rather than remanded and put away like the monsters that they are? No, we'll just keep bailing them, and then they'll get caught again while on bail. How many times can you do that before you think, do you know what, fuck taking a phone and we'll take a rope? Do you know what I mean? People will get to that level. People are already discussing these things and getting pissed off. It's one of them, you're putting all your effort in and then you're being let down by the justice system that's letting these fucking animals back out. Now, we've seen it across the board. Paedophile hunters, you've got, what do you call them? Fucking auditors, now auditing the police, this, that and the other. That's been going on for years. All these groups that are popping up, so you've had Shield and all the copycat groups after that are still up and running, still established. People taking matters into their own hands to patrol their own communities and come together, mobilise networks in communities for people to raise the alarm and get help and whatnot. You've had people patrolling their own streets for at least the last 4, 5, 6 years that I know of in Manchester alone, where communities are actually coming together. They realise that there's problems going on, and between them they will secure their own communities. So there's just countless examples. People are already mobilised and active in, if you want to call it, being vigilantes. Now, they've only done that because they've realised, like the Sikh community did, the police are not going to be of any assistance to us. If anything, they're going to assist and be complicit to the rapists and the fucking wrong-uns. And they took matters into their own hands and ended up, a fair few of them ended up in prison. But they did, you know what I mean? They dealt with the problem. There's a hell of a lot less fucking Sikh community grooming going on in their community now. They moved swiftly on to the British girls. Now, those girls, they may be predominantly white. There's a lot of mixed race girls in there. I'm not being funny, but we've already seen the evidence of these things. Now, Nines is saying she agrees with some things, but not others, this, that and the other. Just target the extremists. Okay, that's fine. So when there's a extremist mosque, I use Didsbury Mosque as the perfect example, which had hate speech go on there. They was paying people £30,000 to come there and give speeches, which led to one of their followers going and committing an act of terrorism and blowing up children at a music event, a gay icon music event. So when you do that, and you've got your facts in order and this, that and the other, police investigation should turn up the information, the evidence, and say, right, okay, this mosque has actually produced hate speech. If you said what was said in there, if you said it on the streets, you would be arrested for hate speech. It's ended up in dead children. At that point, we send a clear message and we close the mosque. Now, that shouldn't just come down to the authorities. The Muslim community should have been on that and thought, if we don't deal with this and get that place shut down, it's going to look bad on us all. I think most people would agree on that. But yeah, we didn't see any action from the Muslim community. Now, when you're being told, the majority's good people, blah blah blah, well, it seems to be a silent majority, because even when it's dead children in the city that they live, they seem to still not have any outrage. And when you do that, you're literally leaving the door open for people to have to draw their own conclusions. And that is exactly what's going on at this moment in time. Now, I'm aware, I've been to over 100 mosques, as Mark quite clearly was saying on Nines tonight. Yeah, I've been to over 100 mosques, and I've said clearly that they're not all bad, they're not all propagating hate and whatever. You can tell the difference a lot with just the way they dress. Do you know what I mean? Some of them are dressed like fucking extremists, fucking Bond villains or whatever, and some of them are not. Some of them are very liberal. Now, I'd say, and I'm being honest or whatever, I'd say the majority that I've been to are probably not problematic. That will not excuse the fact that all Muslims do stick to the ideology, and the deeper they go into that, the worse people they're going to become. Better Muslims, but worse people. A good Muslim is not necessarily a good person. In fact, you would say it was the opposite. So somebody that was following every letter of that book to the law, Sharia fucking law, would be people like the person that cut off the black guys that cut off the head of Lee Rigby. They are good Muslims but bad people. So I will always focus on the ideology, and it's not a religion, it's an ideology. The fact that they can't separate church from state clearly states that it is solely an ideology and not a religion. And ideologies don't have rights, so you're allowed to critique it, question it, pull it apart as much as you want, as long as you're factually correct. There's fuck all anyone can do. Now, I've been inviting Muslims for fuck knows how long to simply leave that ideology. That ideology won't do you any good. And there's been loads of people coming away from Islam all over the place. It's one of them, people can no longer defend a paedophile death cult. It's as simple as that. I mean, Becca was brought up tonight, apparently. Nobody will confront Becca on whatever. I've confronted Becca on her shit loads of times, to the point where she's now crying victim and keeps having to tell lies and all sorts of shit. 1 minute she's left because of all the flags and the patriotism, she don't feel safe, blah blah blah, and then the next minute it's Kaylee and Jake's fault. These people don't stand on fuck all. Becca, to me, is part of the problem, definitely not part of the solution. The moment you start making excuses up for dirty old paedophiles, oh no, she weren't 6, she was fucking 19 and fucking all this shit. No, that's fucking disgusting. That's like making an excuse up for Jimmy Savile. Do you know what I mean? You don't do that shit. It's disingenuous. You look ridiculous anyway, because all the Islamic sources going back as far as you fucking want say she was 6, and they say consummated at 9. I say raped at 9. A 9-year-old cannot consent to sex with a dirty old bastard paedophile. Now, I will never change my stance, because at the end of the day, they're never going to have a reformation of their book. It needs it. Even the Muslims recognise that it does need it, but it will never happen, because, well, how can you improve on perfect? This is the problem. When you make out that ideology is perfect, and Muhammad is the perfect example for all men to emulate, you can't be surprised when we've got a rape epidemic targeting children. It's just fucking logical that that's what's going to happen. And we've got 1450 years of evidence across fucking all over the world of what happens when you let Islam fucking creep into your country. What happens? I'm not being funny, but how many Islamic countries did we start off with, and how many have we got now? So when people say, oh, imperialism, blah blah blah, and all this shit, hostile takeovers, blah blah blah, that's how we've now got more Muslim countries than we've ever had, because that's what they do. Convert by force, convert by sword. And this is just basic history. Now, 9 seems to be in the dark of all these women being attacked and not feeling safe to go out on their own, not being able to go and walk the little dog round the park or whatever, not being able to take the children to the park. all the attacks that are going on, women being raped in fucking toilets of Asda, women being raped on buses, people having the fucking being attacked and trying to decapitate them in the street. There's no shortage of the attacks. There's no shortage of evidence of the attacks. Now, how Nines seems to not know any of this is beyond me. Now, I am going to put a video together. I should have done last night, but didn't get a chance. I'm going to put a video together, which I'll put out in the next day or two, which will highlight not only the attacks that are going on, but how other countries are dealing with it. And they're dealing with it in a very various few ways. Some countries are doing more softly approach by simply removing the benefits, this, that and the other, just making it not a soft touch anymore, and people are choosing to self-deport themselves to places which are more of a soft touch. So if Sweden decides, right, okay, we're going to switch all these benefits off, blah blah blah, all that's going to happen is it's going to flood here because we're a soft touch. Now, we're getting our act together. You can see it with the people, you can see it on the streets, you can see it online, you can see it in political parties. The big push is coming regardless. Now, the way I see it, we've got two choices. We can do it the softly approach, by turning off benefits and this, that and the other. We've got lawful solutions where we can hold our government to account. I think we should do all the softly stuff first and foremost before anybody decides, right, okay, we're going to move forward to civil war. It won't be nice, it won't be pretty, it'll leave the country pretty devastated. There will be loss of lives both sides of it. I think if we can avoid all that, we should do. So for all those wankers saying, oh, them want civil war, blah blah blah, no I don't. I think you'll find, as far back as you look on any of the stuff I've put out for fucking years and years and years, has been trying to get people to look at the lawful solutions, explore the lawful solutions, by all means try and debunk it, this, that and the other. Many have tried, many with actual brain cells have actually tried, and unlike this bell-end bisaw, do you know what I mean? Fucking crackhead, fucking crank, don't even know what fucking sex is or nothing. Don't know whether he's attracted to men or women or fucking dogs. Now, plenty of discussions have already happened around this thing. Black belt barrister who Bisaw was going on about tonight. We're supposed to be having a debate with CMW. Danny Jones was apparently a friend of Black Belt Barrister, and it was supposed to be happening. Now, CMW have not pulled away from it. The Black Belt Barrister, if Danny's fucking story was true, has just not managed to find time to have that debate. Now, what I have noticed with Black Belt Barrister is he's changed his tune on a hell of a lot, on fucking shitloads of stuff, and I think now he's starting to see things from a realistic point of view. He's changed his tune on a hell of a lot of stuff, and at that point, yeah, I support him on things. He's showing people how to stay out of trouble, how to do things the right way instead of the wrong way, knowing full well that the powers that be will come down on people like a ton of bricks, even though we've not got the cell capacity and all that for it or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Now, I'm for that. Show people how to do things lawfully. The amount of people that get locked up for just dumb shit, saying, oh yeah, like admitting to, oh right, you've attacked a religion with words, straight away, bam, there you go, there's a charge. Oh, you've attacked a race with words, straight away, charge, there you go. Now, if you're stupid enough to run with that shit and not be educated enough to know that it's not a race, not a religion, then yeah, you're going to keep collecting charge sheets. How many times do people think that I've been in contact with the police, or they've been in contact with me rather, just by exposing a fucking dirty paedophile that was already a convicted paedophile. They came with the race card, the religion card. I never mentioned race. I mentioned fucking religion either. Now, luckily, I record everything, and it's ended up where they will no longer bother me unless I've actually committed a crime. They know full well I know what the fuck I'm on about, and any future bullshit, fucking nonsense, fucking trying to make things into something it's not and all that will end up in court, yeah, but it will be me taking them to court, and they are very aware of that. Now, like I say, lawful rebellion, yeah, anyone can join. If you're a British citizen and whatever, anyone can join. It's totally legal, it's totally lawful. It was put in place to deal with treasonous scumbags all them years ago, and it's in perpetuity, which means forever. It can't be repealed, it can't be fucking dismantled or anything like that. And that is actually what the government are scared shitless that we actually all get onto, because then, well, we can hold them to account, can't we? Now, everybody, every race, every colour should want that. If you've got a treasonous government which is fucking doing mad shit, causing wars, knowing full well it's going to cause displacement, and then people are going to end up here, and then all these things keep happening, it's just going to bring problems. It's going to eventually bring civil war. Men are not going to stand by while women and children are attacked on a daily, weekly basis, and it's coming thicker and faster the more we let in here. People are not going to sit idly. You've got women that have now took to the streets, pink ladies and all these other things, Marias, do you know what I mean? You literally ending up where there's an army of women which are now taken to the streets also. So it's not even just the men. People can see that they are no longer safe. Their women and children are fair game to these scumbags, and yeah, ignore it at your peril. The thing is, if people don't look at the lawful solutions, which I think Tom Prophet said it a while ago, and I think he's bang on, people are too angry to now. We've kind of missed our opportunity, our window of time or whatever. People are now too angry and they're just going to want fucking blood or whatever. May well be the case. I think we may well have to circle back to it after a spate of fucking civil war. I don't want it, but do you know what I mean? It is what it is. People are going, even if you could get 50% of the country to go, right, okay, let's all get in lawful rebellion, let's all start doing this, that and the other. Just simple things at first, right, okay, we've got X amount of million people behind it. Let's all now, today, on Monday, send off our forms, do this, that and the other. Minimal things like stop paying council tax and whatever. Withhold paying council tax rather, not stop paying. And list your reasons as to why you're not happy with the situation and what you want remedying. Straight away, they're fucking millions and millions and millions of pounds down every week, every month, every year. That'll only go on for 3 months, and then they'll have to actually start dealing with the problems. There's lots of things we can do. Even if you had 50% of the country that will do that, you're still going to have 50% of the country that are thinking, nah, fuck that, burn this, burn that, smash up the HMOs, do this, that and the other. Do you know what I mean? Fucking people, do you know what I mean? Not all of anybody do the same thing, and trying to get everyone to be doing things the lawful way is not really realistically going to work. You might get some, you're not going to get all. I think we're past that state, and like I say, vigilante stuff and whatever, it's already been, do you know what I mean, embraced by the public. Not being funny, but look at any of the groups around it, look at the comments, even that in fucking Ireland, do you know what I mean? You've literally had a version, it looks like a version of the IRA popping up saying, we've gone through enough troubles, both sides now need to come together with one common goal, blah blah blah, and that's running out the immigrants. Now, it's no different than what you're seeing in Africa at the moment. Now Nines is saying, oh, I'm not aware of it, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to put a video together, I'm going to tag Nines, and then it's one of them. Ignorance is no defence from there on. Once you've seen it, you can't unsee it, and a healthy opinion will change with the facts and evidence that you are being shown. An unhealthy opinion will stay stagnant and still. And yeah, do you know what I mean? The thing is, when you realise that someone's not going to change their opinions and they're going to stay stagnant despite whatever information, facts and evidence that you provide them with, do you know what I mean? You just have to kind of like write that person off and move on to the next one and the next one and the next one. There's going to be more receptive of the message and the evidence and the facts, do you know what I mean, than there is that people are just going to go, oh well, I'm just going to bury my head in the sand and just ignore things, and it's easier to just call people stupid, this, that and the other, dickheads, blah blah blah, when we're the ones bringing the facts and the evidence to the table, and you're like, yeah, it doesn't really work. People are no longer asked about names, labels or any other bullshit. People are more interested in providing a safe and secure future for their women, children and future generations. It is that simple. Now, I do agree with some of the things that Nines is saying. We should be looking at putting in incentives in place for people of the country to have more children and whatever. Yeah, definitely, 100%. Do you know what I mean? There is some things that I can agree with Nines on, but she needs to wake up and look outside of a different window. Stop looking in the same window with the old narrative and you know what I mean, outdated, out of touch information. It's like, yeah, people are at a much quicker pace than Nines obviously is, and whether that'll change with some facts and evidence, I don't know. For me, I'm not asked. It's just it's one of them, innit? Once you've shown somebody this stuff or whatever, they either become more educated and more balanced opinions on things, or they become an example. It is that simple. For me, it's a win-win situation, no short of examples. And these people will find it challenging to deal with the changes which are coming. They're coming one way or the other, do you know what I mean? They are coming. And with that backward way of thinking, yeah, it's going to be challenging living here. And that's why I have said a couple of times to Nines, you know, you might find yourself where you're no longer comfortable in this country. You know, you don't seem to have much love for the country or the people in it, regardless. So it's not going to get any better for you. It's only going to get worse with that way of thinking. And at that point, do you know what I mean? I can only wish them well. But yeah, regardless, an interesting live. It seemed to go on quite a long time. I'm hoping Nines will actually look at the evidence, which I'm happy to keep putting forward, and then we'll have another chat, and maybe another chat, and maybe another chat. Do you know what I mean? If at the end of that, just like with Triller or whatever, if at the end of that nothing's changed, the opinion's still the same and whatever, that's fine. That's fine. They just become an example to others. Do you know what I mean? There's plenty of people in the black community which are on the same page as me, so one person gained or lost, it's not really the be all and end all of anything, is it, realistically? Most people are awake to the problems. Most people can see exactly what the problems are. So yeah, regardless, do you know what I mean, whatever Nines decides to do, that's for her to decide, isn't it? Maybe she'll decide this is not the country for me or whatever. Maybe she'll feel more at home elsewhere or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? That's a predicament Nines is going to have to figure out for herself. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Hope everyone's good, hope everyone's well. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and catch you on the next one.